We'd like to welcome you to the SCORE Business Showcase. We have another segment, all right, to our program, and we have a guest that will bring some information to your lives that might help you and your family or people that you know. But I'd like to welcome Prachi to our show today.
Thank you.
Welcome, Prachi. And also Alan, too. Welcome. And Alan is a SCORE counselor. Matter of fact, he actually is mentoring Prachi. So we're going to bring him, too, into the program also today. But Prachi, tell us about yourself. How did you start your program?
This is one fine day my daughter was doing some drawings, and I asked her what was she going to do with those drawings. She loved drawing and art and painting, and she wasn't sure about it. And then she shared stories about her friends at school who were equally or more talented but didn't know what to do with their work. And we both my daughters were with me and said, well, this is not right. We should do something about it. How about we create something that would provide a platform to these children where they can showcase their talent, their art, and their passions. And we said, how could we do this? And we thought, how about we start with the book series, where kids draw pictures, they add words to it in the form of stories, and then in the book there's a section where they can other kids can write their own stories, draw pictures, and then we just get this going, and they can send their stories in, and we'll keep publishing their stories as we go on. And that's how this whole concept of the Pen Stars program came about.
Fantastic. Now, what makes your program different from other after-school programs out there?
We believe, and this has been tested out, that our program provides a place where children can be themselves. When we go to the class, we ask them, what would you like to do, as opposed to what they have to do. So it's a place where they can be themselves, they can do activities that help them connect with themselves, find their true passion, their element, things that they like to do and they're good at, and they can explore various things and express themselves freely in various creative forms.
Now, everybody's not so excited about reading and writing. Mm-hmm. What do you do about those kids that have that challenge?
So we start working at their own pace, at the level that they are comfortable working or doing things at. And we encourage them to start with whatever they like to do, at whatever pace they would like to work. And then we gradually push them, we support them, and we help them to take it to the next level. So they don't really feel that they are actually reading or doing something that they didn't really enjoy, because we make it so much fun by offering different creative activities. But in a very subtle way, we trick them into pushing themselves further and trying something that they've not been very comfortable doing.
Now, these kids are normally, today, they're kind of savvy. So what age group are you working with?
I'm working with elementary school kids, so starting 5 years through 11 years, mostly.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a grandson, the youngest, and he's 7 years old. I told him about my TV show, and he asked the question. He said, so, Poppy, what is your viewership? I'm like, viewership? I'm just glad to be on.
Yeah.
And how he knew about that was he watches YouTube. That's how he knows about the viewership.
Yes.
Now, how does this program truly inspire and motivate children?
As I mentioned, our program is very much focused on fostering children's creativity, bringing out individuals' talents and passion, and encouraging them to do better. When we start the program, we say during our first class we have a session. It's like a warm-up session. We give children to do different activities to kind of get a sense of where they are, what their interests are, what their needs are, what their skill level is, and then we kind of, even though we are working in a group, we kind of focus on kids who need a little bit more help. And other kids, they are very, very motivated. They're very enthusiastic about trying things themselves. So we put them in a group where they can work on doing things that they can easily work on. And we partner with other kids in a way that they feel comfortable there, and they can move on to the next level.
Very good, very good. Now, Alan, I'm going to bring you into this. How, as a SCORE counselor, how have you been able to help Project? I know you only met with her once, but how have you been able to assist?
Well, the biggest thing when we met the first time, and her biggest problem or goal this time, is to get her message out. And they're currently doing it in schools and some libraries, but how can we get it out to the marketplace? And one thing I thought of was social media, of course. But in addition to that, I remember the SCORE program, the business program. And I reached out to you thinking this might be a good way to get the message out to other parents in Fairfield County and have their children get a new way to express themselves creatively.
All right, excellent. And here you are. You're with us today. Now, how do you make sure parents see how much their kids have improved?
Sure. So our program is all about creative expression. As I said, kids do different activities. It stimulates their minds, and they come up with ideas that they would like to express in the form of story writing, art, painting, clay work, script writing. Most kids in my program are writing scripts, and they act it out on the last day.
Wow.
Yes, they're so excited. They're creating props. They are dressing up, in their characters, and it's so exciting to see them, these young kids, coming up with all these brilliant ideas and going out there and presenting. And when I say presenting, it's the show that we put up on the last day of the session. We invite parents over, and we showcase what their children have been up to during the course of the program, which is very important. We want parents to know what their children have been doing. So kids, they prepare throughout the session. They go up there, they put the show, they share whatever they have done with their parents. And most kids, they return to our program. And we see, from the first day they started our program to the last day and then coming back again, we kind of keep a track of their progress. If somebody's struggling with reading or writing or even going up and sharing their talent, we work so closely with them that we know where they came from and where they are at this point. And we get a lot of feedback from parents. They're like, oh, my kid loved it. It was so good to see my child up there talking. She was so shy, or he was such a shy kid, and it's such a pleasure to have him, go up there and talk about his creativity or her creativity. So.
Well, it sounds exciting to me. Matter of fact, can I join the program? Now, is it something that you actually film? Do you film these shows that
yes,
goes on?
We do. We do video recording. We don't have a professional setup, but we do make videos, and we do take pictures. We put them on our website or our Facebook page. Depending, due to privacy reasons, we don't put up all the videos because some parents are not very comfortable with that. But whatever we can, we try to share with the world.
Yes, well, very good, very good. Now, what if a child isn't interested in learning? What do you do about those children, or do you have that challenge?
Yes, we do, and I'll share another, maybe in the next question. A lot of kids, when they come to our program, some of them, they don't even know why they're there because their parents signed them up and they're here. They don't know what the program is all about. So we just sit down with them and we talk to them. Okay, just simple things. Okay, what do you like to do? What's your interest? What did you do over the weekend? Kind of getting to know them, building that bond, that relationship where they feel comfortable that even if they're not able to do something that others are doing, nobody's going to judge them. And we focus a lot on this. We talk to kids and we make sure that this is a very safe and safe environment for them, and it's all about trying, and you're never going to be judged. We're here to support you. So when we get that message across to them, they feel that they belong to that place, and then they get to trying new things, and then there's no stopping. They just flourish.
Excellent. One of the things I did, and we talked about it earlier, and I was talking about whole brain learning, right? Where the person or children are using all of their senses. And I had taken a class, it was photo reading, and one of the things that they did when they started the class, they had toys on the table. Right? There's about 30 of us. And the teacher asked, you're probably wondering why these toys are up there. And she asked the question, well, how do children learn? and they learn through playing.
Yes.
All right, and so those toys were manipulative, so you can play around with them. Matter of fact, they had what is called a koosh ball, and we could throw that. Now, the only rule was that we had to see each other.
Yeah.
All right, so we were throwing, so I hit him in the head. And there was a gentleman from Long Island who was a detective, and it was a 3-day program. We had a blast. The child came out of me. All right, we're throwing that ball around and things of that nature. At the end of the class, the instructor, who was a lady who had been doing it for 17 years at that particular time, she said, "This has been the best class that I have ever been in."
Yes.
And I told her the reason why was because I was there.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
all right. So yeah, having fun in class and with the children having fun, I'm sure it speeds their learning curve.
Yes. As I said, in our program, everything's very fun-based. There is a learning component to it. There is an academic element to it. But everything is done in a very fun way. As I said, we trick children into learning. They don't know they're there to learn anything. We give them the resources. We provide them this environment, a platform where they can explore and flourish. And they can bring out their best potential.
That's fantastic. Now, how do you sign up for this program?
You can go on our website and sign up, or you can contact me. Usually, since we run this program in schools take care of all the registrations, and we just go there and teach. They take care of all the advertising, registrations, getting the word out, and we just go and use their space and run the program. So we are very focused on our program. We don't focus much on the other advertising piece of it at this point, but in the business aspect, we are at this point, even with libraries, they take care of everything. We just focus on our program for now, but we have opened a center in Fairfield. We partnered up with Harbor Light Foundation, and there we wanted to bring this program to kids who are outside of the schools we are working with. And so we partnered up with them, and now I have to work on the marketing and advertising piece, and that's how I got to get in touch with Alan when I got to know that he has that experience, and here I am.
Very good. All right. Well, we're glad you showed up there, Alan. Excellent. Now, you know, we talk about books on our program, and I understand you have a book series. Tell us about that.
Yes, this book series started, that was the first thing we started with. To provide a platform for these children to express their creativity, their ideas, their imagination in the form of pictures or stories. And so we came up with the Pen Stars series. It's a creative book created by children, for children. And here children can read stories written by other kids and get inspired and motivated to create their own stories. And they can send it in. There's a section in the book called Creative Corner where they can create their stories, and they can send in their stories to us, and the selected stories are featured in the future, will be featured in the future edition of the book series. And that's how we started, and we were doing book events, and we were doing all these workshops at the libraries, and a lot of parents came back to us and said, we need more than this. Just one-time workshop is not enough, and we need help. My child is a good writer or is not a good writer, and we need help. How can you help us? And we thought, this is time we move on to the next level, and that's when we created this after-school program.
Well, that's fantastic. Matter of fact, that's way above Weekly Reader.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now, how do you actually send submissions for the series that you have?
You can upload your stories on our website. You can email them to us. A lot of kids in our program, they create the stories during the session, so they just give them to us, and we put them in a pool of stories that we receive, and the selected stories are featured.
All right. And once again, what is the age group of children that you're working with?
5 years. Sometimes we take pre-K kids entering kindergarten, so they're like 4.5 or like 4.5. But usually it's 5 years through 11 years.
All right. And how many children do you work with at a time?
As many as 25 kids at a time.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you have other people helping you?
Yes, I do. My daughter, both my daughters are a co-founder of this company. As I said, we started off with just this conversation as to what are you going to do with your drawings, and it turned out to be an after-school program. And we have so many other ideas going forward that we'll implement as the time comes.
And that's the spirit of SCORE, having people, helping people that have an idea and help them put it into a business and then have it operate. So this is Penn Stars is a great example of that.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Now, how do you divide them?
We work with children. On the first day, we do like an assessment session. To get to know what their needs are, what their skill levels are, what they're interested in, and then we divide them into groups so that we can, give them the best possible attention and bring out the best in them.
Very good. Seeing children grow up is an experience. And I'm sure you working with the children that you have you had any interesting experiences, right, with your children?
Yes, I have had some very interesting experiences, and it's not specific to one child. That experience has been with several kids in my program. Many times when we went to the school the first day, we were given some background on some kids, and we were told that one specific child was very disruptive in class and had some symptom of ADHD, or it's like very hard to work with. And I said, okay, I'm going to take on that challenge and see what I can do with that. And you won't believe that child turned out to be the most creative child in my program in that session.
Fantastic.
And it's because he was given the autonomy. She was given the resources that they could explore, and they could just bring out whatever they had been holding on to for so long. Yes, it was all about them, but not about what I wanted them to do. It was about what would you like to do and how I can help you, which is very important, and that's why we started this whole program. Because my kids felt that at schools. It's always like, you have to do this, you have to do that. How about, okay, what would you like to do and how I can help you? And that's the basic premise of this program.
So you really get the kids involved,
yes,
in that type of situation.
Yes.
So you're not just forcing something on them.
No.
Right, that's good. So you're bringing out the creative juices, so to speak.
Yes. So in the form of writing, art, as I said, different forms of artwork, and acting. They're acting out their scripts. They're also singing. They're also dancing. It's a part of their script. They do that. And also when they write their stories, we review the stories with them, and we work with them on the spellings. So on the last day, the words that they had misspelled, they spell them out in front of the parents, in front of an audience. And it's a very proud moment for a lot of parents to see their child being up there and doing an amazing job.
I'm sure it is.
Yes.
I'm sure it is. One of the things that we talked about too, that I actually talked to business owners, and I asked them, do they have hobbies? Or is there any hobbies that you participate in personally that you do, or anything that you like as far as crafts are concerned, music, reading books?
Me personally?
Yeah.
My background is I'm a master's in fine arts, so I'm a creative person by nature and by my background, whatever I learned, and I always felt that creativity was the best way you could bring out your inner talents. It's creativity is very innate to me, and everybody is unique. Everybody has something to offer. Everybody is creative. It's just about how you can nurture that and how you can bring it out.
Now, I have a question for you. With that fine art background, do you use it in your business?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I design a lot of marketing material. I design the program with the creative element in mind, and how can I make this interesting for these children? And there's always this creative side of me that says, do it this way, because that's gonna make this program unique. You can. There's so many programs out there that do writing or math or reading, but to bring in so much fun and joy and so much I mean, whatever kids like to do, if we can put it all together in a package and then present it to them. I think it's very creative.
Yes, it is. And the reason why I suggest that is because if you have other interests, it helps you in your business, all right, in various ways. It actually expands your vocabulary. You can have a better reach in talking with individuals. All right, so it's fantastic. And congratulations on what you're doing there.
Thank you.
Now, school session's almost over. All right, so what do you have planned for the summer? Are you going to be on vacation, or what's going on?
I'm going on a vacation, yes, but I'll be back and I'll be running summer camps at my center in Fairfield. And I'm working with Alan to get the word out for that. And I'm really looking forward to it because it's a space, it's a big space. There are a lot of things you can do there. And I can do it at my own time. When I work at schools, I'm limited to 1 hour, but here I can have kids for 2 hours or 3 hours, and I can do so much more with them.
Fantastic. Now, what other places than schools are your programs offered at?
We are currently in Westport Elementary Schools in New Canaan, at a private school in New Canaan, in Wilton, and we work with schools in Greenwich, Norwalk, all these places, and we're looking to expand our reach to more and more schools. And with Alan's help and SCORE's help, I think I'll be able to do so much more in the coming school year.
Fantastic. Now, have you thought about coming to Bridgeport? Because Bridgeport needs some help.
I would love to do that. Please. I'm as part of our program, we are putting like 20% of our time for pro bono services, and we're looking for children in Norwalk area who cannot afford to pay for the program. We would love to work with them on a pro bono basis because we want this program to be accessible to everybody, regardless of their socioeconomic background or anything of that sort.
Fantastic. They have a SCORE in the state of Connecticut, and I won't reveal Bridgeport, but it wasn't that great. So they could use some help, and I'm sure they would appreciate it.
Yes.
Now, what if a family cannot, well, you already answered that question
Yes.
as far as the programs are concerned. So let's talk about that. Are you in Norwalk?
I'm based in Norwalk, but since I run program in schools, I go all over the place. Even libraries for that matter. We do conduct workshops, and we go to different libraries and work with children there.
Now, for the pro bono services that you provide, have you done any of those so far?
We are currently doing. My daughter is volunteering at Columbus Magnet School, and she goes and works with kids there. We have done that in the past in our neighborhoods. You always start, with your charity begins at home, as you say.
Yes.
We started with a neighborhood 2 years ago. We would work with kids, and we are looking to devote more and more time to that.
And how's that program going?
It's going great. My daughter is very passionate about working with children, and she just came up with this idea. She said, "Mom, She went to Columbus Magnet School for her elementary education, and she said, "I'm going to just get back to the school, and I'm going to work with children there."
That's fantastic. And how old is your daughter?
I have two, 16 and 13.
All right.
Yes.
And they're already entrepreneurs already. Excellent. Following their mom's footsteps.
Thank you.
Excellent. Let me just talk about, one of the things we'd like to do is talk about books. And for you business owners out there, and anyone else actually, a friend told me about this book. I haven't read it yet. I actually kind of photo read it, right, to a degree. But he got my interest, and I purchased it. It's called The Stuff. And actually, when we had the conversation with my friend from New York, I was thinking he was talking about, the stuff that everybody has, and I wanted to get rid of some of my stuff. But actually, it's not talking about that. It's talking about the stuff that we had inwardly to help us to make things happen.
Yes.
All right, and it says, you have it, now use it. It says, unlock your power to overcome challenges, soar, and succeed. So, yes, anyone can actually use this book. And on the back it mentions, as far as, it says this, a cultivatable inner fortitude used by people to overcome obstacles, Soar and Succeed. So you want to add this to your library, and I think it would be excellent for you guys out there. And also, we could put it with Score too.
It sounds,
recommend it. Right?
Sounds very interesting to me. I need that.
Yeah. Now, right now you're located in Connecticut. Are you thinking about even broadening your business, maybe nationally?
Yes, that's our ultimate goal. Not only nationally, globally. I'm looking for. I'm working with an institute in India to see if we can partner up and bring this program to India as well. And that's part of my...
Do I hear the word franchise?
Yes.
Now, let me ask you this. Is there any particular book that you would like to share with our audience out there that you like?
Yes, my Bible is a book called The Element. It's by Sir Ken Robinson. It talks about the element, which is defined as a place where you find things that you love to do and you are good at. They both come together, and that's when you discover your element. When I was halfway through the launch of this program, and I just saw this video. I was looking for interesting videos on TED Talk videos on YouTube, and that was the most viewed video by Sir Ken Robinson. And I started watching them, and like 90% of the things he was saying was like, I'm already doing this. So it was a good validation by someone who's so successful.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Prachi, this has been an excellent get-together here. I'm glad you were able to make it on our show. And also just, how can they reach you too, by the way? What is your phone number that they can reach you at?
My phone number is 203-274-2240, and my website is thepenstars.com. And they can, all the information is up there, and they can call me, they can email me, they can send messages through my website, and I'm here, and I'll be happy to work with them.
Once again, thank you.